That's life.
That's life.
That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I said that's life.
That's life.
And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing, each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
I tell you, I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, I'd jump right on a big bird and then I'd fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing, each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
That's life. And I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die.
I'll light the fire. You place the flowers in the vase that you bought today. Staring at the fire for hours and hours while I listen to you play your love songs all night long. For me, come to me now and rest your head for just 5 minutes. Everything is done. Such a cozy room, the windows are illuminated by the evening sunshine through them, fiery gems for you, only for you. Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And la 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 la. be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And I'll light the fire while you place the flowers in the vase that you bought today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode. It's fantastic to have you here. Honestly, it's real good, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you are not, then I'm sure it will get better. We are on episode 7 now. It's kind of crazy. We're just smashing through these episodes, or I guess shows you can call them. I'm so used to saying the word episode. I'm on episode 5, season 2. Of I don't know, Big Bang Theory and Netflix. Either way, welcome to today's show, and as I said, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Over here at Mradio, it might be a little bit of a short show as there's not that much, I guess, gaming news to talk through. It's been a fairly quiet week. But what has been fantastic is, if you haven't already looked at our YouTube channel, we managed to actually get 1,000 views there the other day on one of our YouTube series, is Crime in the Street with me, Rush Weston, and that managed to reach over 1,000 views. So thank you for everyone who watched that and also helped with that, because there's multiple people who helped along with that. So muchly appreciated to everybody who did. Anyway, amongst the kind of things we'll be talking about today is obviously what I've been playing this week on the section of the show where we discuss what I've been playing this week. It is blatantly obvious, but surprisingly, most people don't get that. We'll also be talking about Amazon and their new, I guess their entrance into the gaming universe. We'll be talking about a little bit of 5M, Microsoft, and of course GameStop. And those are just some of the people and some of the things we'll be talking about in today's show. And if you do have any requests, whether it's music or whether it's a topic you want talked about, please do send it in at our Discord, ping us on one of the social medias, Twitter or Instagram, or I don't know, leave a YouTube comment and we'll hopefully see it towards the next show. But yeah, do make sure to follow us on all the social medias, Instagram, Twitter at the Only Mradio, and Mradio on YouTube and Twitch. Either way, we'll be getting right into what I've been playing this week after we go for another little song break. We gotta get those songs in before I start chitter-chattering for the rest of the show, and then you won't hear anything. So here we have September, Earth, Wind and Fire. Enjoy, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you identify yourself as.
September, love was changing my minds. Tonight.
no matter the time or the place, that song always gets me up on my feet just dancing. I don't know, it's just one of those songs, you just gotta love it for it being it. It's, as I said, it's just one of those songs. Either way, if you are coming in, welcome to episode 7 of the God Mode Monday talk show with me, Mr. San Andreas. Either way, we're getting right into the news, I guess, getting right into news about what I've been playing this week. And I've been playing an assortment of things in one sense, mostly from Epic Games, since it's obviously free, You're not going to pass up a free thing. So we'll go through what I've been playing on Epic Games Launcher and what I've been playing on Steam. You guys can send me in what you've been playing, and it can be like a whole, I've been playing this, you've been playing that sesh. And it'll be fantastic. Either way, this week I played a little bit of Heroes and Generals World War II, which is a strategy game that is free on Epic Games Launcher, and it did not disappoint. I don't have much to critique at all. Like, I only played 20 minutes of it, but there's no like a sufficient amount of time that you have to play a game for it to be counted in this TV show. I could literally just load up a game and it would count, so don't judge me. But I did actually quite enjoy it. I don't really see myself as much of a strategic player. I'm not one of those guys who loves those type of games. But to my surprise, it was fun in one sense. I think one of the things that really got me going is that I'm quite a World War fanatic. I love learning about that stuff. I love interacting with that kind of stuff. And although some atrocities happened during that time, I guess it's cool to learn something about that era. Of course, I've been playing a little bit of Football Manager. I'd say I've nearly amassed 30 hours now on that game. And most of my day today was actually playing Football Manager. I spent like 5 hours doing that. Just like, play a little bit of Football Manager, edit some videos, play a little bit of Football Manager, edit some videos. So you gotta kind of going back and forth there, got a real rhythm going. And once again, totally addicted. That is my heroin, okay? If Pablo Escobar served Football Manager 2020 codes for Steam, oh boy, I would be his top customer. That's what Colombia should produce instead of drugs. Drugs bad, Football Manager 20 codes good. Football Manager 21 codes very, very good. Only top of the line. Only the dogs at the top could afford that. But yeah, it's a very good game, and if you haven't played it, play it. It's if you're into soccer at all, it's very addictive. I heard that even like some football teams, they actually use it to scout players. That's how like in depth the engine is. Very realistic simulations as well. It's a very good game. I'll say that right now. I also played a little bit of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition. I was not aware about how the graphics were. I was like, I never expect, graphics to be perfect. It's not even like a must for me anymore. We'll be talking about that later on in the show. But, yeah, we'll be talking about, how graphics impact games later on in the show. But, I wasn't expecting the graphics to be so bad. It was nearly horrible to look at. Maybe just call me a spoiled materialistic brat. It was still a good game, don't get me wrong. I still enjoyed it. But I was not, I don't even know when it was made. So, probably not very good. Let me try to look it up right now about when it was made. It was made, it doesn't say when it was made, it just said it was released on September 24th, 2020, which, it was released in the Epic Games Store. That was all I was playing on Epic Games Launcher. And then as on Steam as usual, I was playing GTA RP, what do you expect? And the actual interesting thing is that we have a segment on 5M coming up. We haven't had a segment on 5M in what seems to be nearly about 4 or 5 weeks now. Usually, we glance over the subject of 5M. We might talk about Red M. We might talk about, a possible server that Mradio has been interested in. But we never really talk about 5M as a server on its own. So that's really that, isn't it? But we will be talking about that later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. Besides that, I haven't really been playing much of their games, haven't loaded up. I've been meaning to load up GTA for the last while, and not for the reason you'd expect. I want to start getting mods on GTA again, and possibly doing, the odd YouTube video on some GTA mods. But the unfortunate thing is, it's just there's so little time in the world. I don't know if you guys find this issue at all. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just batshit crazy. Okay, and I'm gonna put that on the table there. I'm gonna leave on the table, let it circulate for a little bit. Let the people decide whether I'm batshit crazy. But like, there's not enough time in the day. There actually isn't. Now, saying that, I could be classed as a hypocrite because I did spend like 5 hours in my day playing Football Manager 20. I can't help it. It's an addictive game. It's not my problem. If we really want to blame people here, we should blame the guys at Epic and Tencent, really, for having the game free. I remember like 6 months ago I made a vow to never buy the game because literally I remember getting it for a free weekend. 68 of my hours of my weekend were just gone like that. It's how goddamn addictive the game is. It's not nice. It just goes. Besides that though, I do think there's not enough time in the day. And I was up pretty early today. Usually on the weekends there's like some weekends where I get up like early, like 7, 8ish, and some weekends I don't wake up until midday. So really, my during the week I'm up and at 'em at like 7:45. But during the weekend it's like it's unpredictable. An algorithm couldn't solve it. Although the YouTube algorithm, it could be compared to that because that shit's random as hell. Besides that, that's been what I've been playing this week. If you guys want to discuss what you've been playing this week, do make sure to send them in the Mradio Discord, or heck, even ping us on Twitter, tag us on a Twitter post or an Instagram post. Let us know what you've been playing, send us a little pic. Don't feel necessary to do that. And we'll discuss what you've been playing. Either way, let's get on to the first bit of news before we get into any theory videos. We usually go into theory videos, and they take up like a solid 30-40 minutes of our show. I don't know if you guys enjoy that. It seems that you've been enjoying it. We've been getting lots of YouTube comments about you guys enjoying that segment in the show. But this week we're going to be talking about Amazon. You might have heard me mention that before. Amazon has now entered the gaming universe. That's right, Lord Jeff Bezos and his head, which is bald, have entered the gaming universe with something called Lua. Now, some of you might mistake Lua for the code language, which if you do, props to you for even knowing what Lua is. But no, it's actually an online thing that you can use on your tablet, your Mac, your Apple TV, and basically play video games. And one of the things I found interesting about this is that Ubisoft have partnered up with Amazon on this, which personally I'm very scared of, because Amazon is a powerhouse, and I do not want them enabling Ubisoft to become anywhere near the same level as Rockstar, which I know is an unrealistic dream, but I'm still scared of it because Daddy Rockstar is the ultimate god. But either way, it's quite exciting because you will be able to play Assassin's Creed and Valhalla. You'll be able to play Watch Dogs Legion on your Apple TV. So if you're into that, fantastic. Your dreams just came true. Santa Claus, instead of giving you a physical present, has given you a present you have to pay for. So congratulations, Apple users. You may have got this one over on Android users, but still, I don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what's better than being able to play Far Cry 6 early. But either way, I also want to talk about Among Us 2. Yes, that's right. I said Among Us 2 instead of Among Us. Among Us has literally took the world by goddamn storm. Among Us and Fall Guys have literally been all people have been talking about. All my friends have been playing. Okay, like I've had to go search for new friends online to play 5M with. They're all too busy playing Among Us and Fall Guys. And don't get me wrong, I like Among Us and I like Fall Guys, but my weekend, it's dedicated to 5M and Red Dead Redemption. Okay, I just cannot give up that Red Dead time. Not a single thing in the world is gonna make me choose anything over Arthur Morgan. I think there's only like one thing that might make me choose something over Arthur Morgan, and that's if my mom was dying. So that's how like limited we are on that. I don't know if Rockstar was hiring, then probably that as well. But it's very, very tough in that sense, right there to decide that. But Among Us 2 has been cancelled. Boom, didn't see that one coming. Cancelled in favor of going to work on the current game, which is Among Us. So expect Among Us updates very, very soon incoming. And they are going to cancel the second game. The second game might, it might come back later in the future. But for now, it is a no-no. And you can keep enjoying the new updates that the developers are going to be bringing to the new Among Us. Now, before we go on to our theory section, which we will be going on to very, very soon, if you haven't already, make sure to go follow all the Mradio social medias, which is Twitter and Instagram, the Mradio, and YouTube and Twitch at Mradio. Make sure to join our Discord as well. Either way, we're going to have a quick music break, and then we shall be right back with you.
City street is hot, the heat is
case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. And I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep the smile from my face. Losing control, yeah, I'm all over the place. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. When you started out with nothing and you found that you're a self-made man. And your friends, they all come crawling, slap you on the back and say, please, please. Try to make some sense of it all, but I can see it makes no sense at all. Is it cool to go to sleep on the floor? 'Cause I don't think that I can take anymore. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. And you started out with nothing and you're proud that you're a self-made man. And your friends, they all come crawling, slap you on the back and say, please, please. Yeah, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle with you. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Wow, guys, what a good song. I don't know what else to say. Stuck in the middle with you. I actually remember that song. It was kind of taking the piss. What was it? It wasn't John Elton. I forgot his name. It's Lennon something. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot what it. God damn, Jesus Christ. How am I forgetting that right now? I honestly don't know how I forget things, but I do forget things. But no, that's that. Anyway, today we're going to be talking our theory. You know, we've got two small theory videos, I guess, and we might as well make the first one. I said it later. I don't know why I'm sighing. It's like, oh god, this again. I have to talk for a living. Oh my god, like I have to talk to people and do nothing else. Oh, it's such a bother. But I guess it's a topic I don't really want to talk about that much. If you kind of get where I'm coming from, but I want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it, if that makes any sense. I want to talk about the problem with 5M server communities, and this is a very, very touchy topic, but I guess it's a topic that needs to be touched nevertheless. I don't know why I kind of said touch there, like touched, but I did. Now it's over, and let's try not to ponder on that for too long. Either way, we will be talking about that for the next 10-15 minutes. Feel free to shoot in a few of your own theories about stuff. But the reason I came up with this is it kind of stems from my experience with 5M, which dates back a very, very long time. I remember the first time I played 5M was nearly 2-3 years ago now. I played on like a non-RP server called Transport Tycoon, and literally all you done was drove, add-on trucks all day, and you gained money and all that, and you didn't really interact with people unless you're in a Discord, and yet still it was a very toxic environment, from people in Discord to people just in the server, just bickering at each other, getting small jabs in, and then especially like organizations that you worked for or made money for, like those were messes. I think just in general, like a big group of people kind of just mixing together, and really just at the end of the day just kind of playing with each other. And it's kind of sad to hear that gamers playing with each other kind of resembles like a toxic kind of thing. Now before I go any further, I do want to say a reference before it goes out my head. There's a Rick and Morty episode where they went to a spa and went into a machine to get rid of their toxicness, and they got rid of their toxicness, but like it was like a part of them, so they lost a part of themselves, and the toxic Rick and Morty was stuck in another world, and then they got out. And basically what I'm trying to say is that it's kind of like second nature to be toxic in the gaming world and the Discord world. And there's so many wholesome people in it. There's so many nice people. There's so many people that would literally go the extra mile for you. But then there's so many people that are just, for lack of better word, kind of shit faces. You see it all the day with YouTubers. I even remember Minilab, just going to be thrown in references left, right, and center here. And after the whole Vanos incident, where he was a bit of a shithead to them in the gang, and he got exposed for basically grooming, and no way to line it up, just touching a younger girl, and it kind of just shows you that not only did he really backstab his friends, but we also done that, and that's like one of many people who have done that, who are influential in the gaming world. They're the people who influence people to play games. And then when I've been in multiple different communities in my time. I think we're in double numbers of communities I've been in, and I don't think I've ever seen a single one that can say, yeah, no, we're toxic free, we're all about entertainment here. And no matter how a community leader phrases it, no matter what the community does, it always ends up in the same place, which is in a year, maybe it's 2 years, maybe they're being looking, maybe it's 3 years. They're always going to end up in the same place. They're always going to attract those toxic gamers, and they're always going to fall in the end, because the owner is probably just going to let his or her guard down, and eventually something bad is going to come. Something bad is going to come along and influence them, or really they're, as the phrase goes, you live as a hero, or live as a hero, or you die as a hero. You live long enough to see yourself turn as a villain. That shouldn't have took that long to get out, but it did. And it is quite true, I think, in one sense. Well, that's a little bit of a brief description. I remember my first encounter with toxicity in the 5M world wasn't even with an RP server, which is where most of the toxicity happens, in econ servers, and then in vMenu servers it's especially toxic, because that's where most people like to kind of direct towards. We'll be listing off some of the things that owners make mistakes of. They kind of make mistakes of, and we'll also be kind of listing out just main problems that a server kind of has whilst getting up and running, and even just in the course of it being ran. Now, being like an ex-owner of a server myself, I know it can be especially hard. I remember I was only about 2 weeks in. I was like co-owner, so there's two owners. There's myself, who I guess I kind of always saw myself as not I'm not I'm very good with technology in that wise, but I'm not the fantastic with coding. I get by. I'm learning coding. So I'm not the most fantastic. Really, my area of expertise is marketing, community events, community management, and I guess leadership skills as well is really where my forte comes in. And then we had my friend Nathan, who's also co-owner of or co-founder of Mradio and station manager, and we kind of ran our own server there. And you do run into a lot of trouble, and I guess the main thing is attracting the right people, which can be down to a number of things. Mostly could be down to the style of your server and the direction of your server. When having a server, it is of utmost importance that you choose a direction, and I'm not talking about like a city, like choosing which city you want to base it in, choosing an actual direction of your server, whether you want to be known for passive ORP like someone like PGN or PMA, where literally what counts as good ORP in your server is going around and delivering newspapers to houses, which might seem very, very vague, very, very boring right now to some people, but really it's quite interesting, because it all depends on how you deliver those newspapers. You want to throw it at people's heads, you want to stop and give it to people, and maybe make up a silly story about why is it late, or why is it wet, and stuff like that. But what a lot of communities do starting off is they're very eager just to get people in, so they don't really care about who they attract. So they literally just accept anyone, and depending on whether they're toxic or not. And then after they've accepted them in and they've played around, they feel the need to keep them there and grasp them and constantly have them. And I think that's a huge problem. Another thing that I think server owners do is they're in it for the wrong reason, and this is probably going to be the last thing I say before we move away from the topic. But I think one of the main things that people do wrong, server owners do wrong in this case, is literally just having the wrong mindset going in there. I remember I met a server owner one day when I was going around scanning out servers for Mradio. I met a server owner, and we were just talking, and he said, yeah, I just got into I just create my own server. Like, it was still up and coming, like it had only about 30-40 people in it, and it was mainly based around ORPing and cars. So there's like a huge focus on cars. I had over 100 add-on vehicles, and he said, yeah, no, my friend has been making loads of money from this. He made €200 in or it's $200 in a month. And I was like, this is such a great opportunity to make money. And I feel like right there, that right there was like, yeah, I'm not gonna. I didn't say it to him because I wanted to see what he's like. He seemed like a chill dude. Well, right there, you're starting off with the wrong foot. I think one of the most important traits to have in a server is having the right mental state and mentality, meaning that you gotta be resilient. You're gonna get shit on a lot, like a hell of a lot. In even just being from a player stance, you're gonna get shit on a lot, whether it's by other players or just getting your ideas shot down or getting denied for staff in the server. You're gonna get shot down quite a lot, and you have to have mental resilience to bounce back from those. And as so many great speeches go, you gotta stand back up. You gotta fall forward, and I think definitely, especially from an owner's point of view, you got to be in it for just being there as a community, because at the end of the day, gaming communities, they are for entertainment. At the end of the day, they're for entertainment, but there's very few people who actually see them as entertainment. Most people actually see, especially gaming communities. Now, if we're talking about like a GTA 5 story mode, that's not a gaming community. That is a game, and it is a piece of entertainment, and it is a piece of some of the most fantastic entertainment ever made, granted, right there. But when I say a gaming community, I mean like an online gaming community. And most people don't see that as entertainment. They see that as escape. They see it as like a helping hand. So when creating a server, I think it's very important to have that kind of mentality that you're there to entertain, make sure people have fun, but you're also there to help. I remember in my stages of just being not like an owner of a 5M server, not during that time, but during the time when I was a player in a server, I'm kind of like one of the main players, because each server kind of has main players and then just players kind of fill the gap, if you're looking at it statistically. And I own my own organization, group, faction, however you want to put it, and really at the end of the day, you're there to have fun. But a lot of the time, I remember people coming up to me and talking about personal issues, whether it was a dad being gone, them struggling in real life. And you really have to think of it when you're an owner or a person in a position of leadership, especially in a 5M community, that you're not just there, to have fun and to make money, but you're there, you know, as a helping hand, an escape from reality for most people. And I don't think that is what brings down most servers. They're power hungry. They make power grabs or power plays, and they're in it for the wrong reasons. Now you can put it down to a lot of other reasons. You know, a lot of people being biased. I've seen that a lot. You know, biased towards certain people and friends, and then there's some people that are not biased enough. I think it's important to be biased to some extent, and you know, I think it's important to not be, you know, totally biased, but I don't think it's good to, you know, oh, you broke the rule, boom, straight away, bam. Like, I guess being harsh would be the correct terminology for that. Being too harsh is horrible to be known for. You're gonna just pull away players. You want those kind of, you know, players who take it seriously and have a sense of humor, but don't take it too seriously and have no sense of humor. But yeah, that's mainly my kind of take and everything. We'll be talking about that in the upcoming weeks, but I felt like it was important to kind of I guess for you guys to hear that in one sense, simply because we are going to be, you know, talking about it every once in a while for next while. Either way, we're going to be listening to a few songs now. If you are enjoying today's episode 7 of the Government Monday Talk Show, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Only Mradio, and YouTube and Twitch at Mradio. Anyway, this is Little Baby, Life Goes On.
Cook that shit up, Quay. Trap how G go too fast. I don't need one, no seatbelt. Bad little bitch got no breasts. Upgrade, now she got D cups. How about the range? I'm growing. Who is little baby? He going in. Man, these old rappers getting boring. They be taking shots, I ignore them. Send a pet to the hood while I'm touring. Making plays out of town like I'm Jordan. Need to go get your hoe cause she horrid. If I balk on my way, I'ma score it. Lamborghini, I don't want no Porsches. I'm on fire, don't touch me, I'm torching. Had the fish on my teeth, I went porcelain. Put the town on my back, I'm a horseman. One more year, I'ma make it a Forbes. They load me in the bay like he 40. I be sitting inside of the Moreland. Ain't no strings attached, keeping it cordless. She keep calling, but I keep ignoring it. Ain't no stopping, I'm keeping it for it. Many niggas can't stop me, I'm going it. Many niggas can't stop me, I'm going it. Every time the pack get gone, I get another load. My main bitch tryna leave me alone cause I fucked another hoe. I'm like, baby, I know I'm wrong, but that's just how life goes. And I know these niggas be happy if I let you go. Got me walking on a thin line on my tippy toes. Man, that shit crazy, different city with some different hoes. Here we go. Every time the pack get gone, I get another load. My main bitch tryna leave me alone cause I fucked another hoe. I'm like, baby, I know I'm wrong, but that's just how life goes. And I know these niggas be happy if I let you go. Got me walking on a thin line on my tippy toes. Man, that shit crazy, different city with some different hoes. Here we go. I spent the whole M on some clothes. Got a bonus, I sold out the show. Gonna hot like a pot on the stove. Yellow AP on all of my hoes. I like when that white on the toes. Picture me riding around in that rose. I put some ice on my wrist, it was swole. Still ain't got time to lay over with you hoes. All of these drugs in my body, I got pissed, somebody keep checking my pose. Walk in the club with no warning, take care of the money, they swing on the pole. Water on me like the sunny, I shine when it's sunny, just platinum and rose. Gonna out the street when I go to DC, I'ma fuck with the mo. Every time the pack get gone, I get another load. My main bitch tryna leave me alone cause I fucked another hoe. I'm like, baby, I know I'm wrong, but that's just how life goes. And I know these niggas be happy if I let you go. Got me walking on a thin line on my tippy toes. Man, that shit crazy, different city with some different hoes. Here we go. Every time the pack get gone, I get another load. My main bitch tryna leave me alone cause I fucked another hoe. I'm like, baby, I know I'm wrong, but that's just how life goes. And I know these niggas be happy if I let you go. Got me walking on a thin line on my tippy toes. Man, that shit crazy, different city with some different hoes. Here we go.
Crazy, different city with some different hoes. I can switch my girls up the same way that I change my clothes. Man, it's crazy, I blew back and in her envelope. And you know I'm never lacking, gotta do it, that's up in traffic. Water on my paddock, in automatic.
main bitch tryna leave me long cause I fucked another hoe.
Tryna spend the whole M on some clothes. Got up on this, I sold out the show. Gonna hot like a pot on the stove. Yellow AP on all of my hoes. I like when that wet on the toes. Picture me riding around in that rose. I put some ice on my wrist, it was swole. Still ain't got time to lay over with you hoes.
One
to mate. There's someone here who laughs too hard at everything. There's someone here who laughs too hard at everything. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. The rattle and the mating crowds are out here for the weekend. We had to take our clothes before the sun was gone completely. I used to lie thinking clouds deciding queens and which were doves. And learned to throw myself off in a shower curtain thin. There's someone here who laughs too hard at everything. There's someone here who laughs too hard at everything. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out. You say, isn't it hard? Paddling out, paddling out.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get right back into the news. So recently, a CEO called Satya Nadella has said in the public, Microsoft isn't done buying game studios. So you thought they were done buying Bethesda? No, they are once again back at Adam, once again buying some more game studios. So who will they buy next? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to go bigger than Bethesda. I feel like spending $7.5 billion on a game studio is going to put a little bit of a dent in your pocket, especially during after pandemic time. But who knows? Maybe they'll just keep on going. They might buy Ubisoft or EA. It's hard to know. Also, if you're wondering what's free on PS Plus this month, it is PUBG. So if you're into Fortnite and you want something a little bit more realistic and something that's definitely overdone in some countries, not going to be stated, then PUBG is your place. Also, fantastic news about the PS5 and Xbox Series X. I know over here in Ireland people are like literally shitting themselves saying, how will I play for the PS5 and Xbox Series X? And basically now people are in denial, like, can we please just wait another year so we can save up for them? But GameStop is coming with the GG here, and they have said that you can pay for the PS5 and Xbox Series X in installments. So thank you very much, Lord GameStop. You have saved us once again. And now going on to separate news about Epic Games. Rocket League is now free. Many people do know that. But did you know that if you get Rocket League and you play it, you will get a $10 store credit with Epic Games? So that's pretty coolios. Epic Games are really desperate for people to play Rocket League, which is clearly a dying game. But let's not get into that debate today. And lastly, for news, I recently saw like a statement on social media about Among Us and Fall Guys is proof that good games don't need great graphics. Now, honestly, I kind of knew this myself. I've played plenty of good games with poor graphics, but I guess that is quite true. That it is, you don't have to have great graphics to play a good game. And thank you, random person on the internet, for providing us with that fact. Either way, that is gonna wrap it up for today's episode of the God Mode Monday Talk Show. It has been fantastic talking to you guys. I'm gonna finish off with an absolute classic, Guns N' Roses, "Welcome to the Jungle." If you haven't already, make sure to follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram at Only Mradio, and make sure Twitch and YouTube at Mradio. And also make sure you have a fantastic day. This has been me, Mr. San Andreas, with you, the listener. So have a good day.
Oh my God.